All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Want to get into this today. I know we took a couple days off or just yesterday for Thanksgiving, but we are back. Happy Freedom Friday. Happy Black Friday. We're going to have some fun. Let's get into it. Take out your notes. If you're on the treadmill, take a mental note of this, or if you're driving, but this one's going to be really good. And this one is really, really close to my heart and really special to me because there's a lot that goes uh, into this part. I mean, there's so much jam packed, but I'm just going to go through it in like a bullet point list. And what's really special about this is we're going to talk about growth. Like this is specifically for growth, personal and professional growth. And a lot of times I talk about potential, and I talk about from going from good to great, the potential of going from the point to go from average to amazing. Like that's kind of my whole thing. Hey Kylie, what's up? My sister Kylie's on. I hope you guys are having fun and shop until you drop today. I'm getting ready to leave here soon a little bit. Hold on. This is going crazy on my camera here, so I just need to change my direction here a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. If if I get a crazy glare again behind me, just let me know. But we often talk about potential. We talk about growth. I talk about these things. Michael's on too. What's up, everybody? If you have dreams, goals, or aspirations, you need to grow to achieve them. Like that, I don't know why that seems like rocket science for people, but most people just don't know. So you do have to grow as a person and as a professional to achieve the things you want to. But if you're like most people, you have one or more mistakes. Like you have one or more mistaken beliefs about growth. So you just don't understand growth. You believe it to be something that it's not. You don't truly understand growth. And when you can't understand growth personally and professionally, that is when it can't connect. And I'm going to go through a few different gaps. So these are gaps that keep you from growing and keep you from reaching your potential and stepping into God's plan for your life, whatever that is for you. So let's take a look at 8 misconceptions about growth that may be holding you back from being as intentional as you need to be. So this is about the law of intentionality from John Maxwell. This is about being intentional every day with your growth in your personal life and your professional life. And they're all very, very important. So number one here is the assumption gap. So the assumption gap is I assume that I will grow. Most people assume that they will automatically grow because when we're children, our bodies grow automatically. A year goes by and we become taller, we become stronger, we become more capable of doing new things and facing new challenges. And I think many people carry into adulthood this subconscious belief that mental, spiritual, and emotional growth follows a similar pattern. So most people assume that just because my body is growing up, okay, we're growing up, we just assume that our mind, our body, and our spirit will continue to grow into adulthood. And that is not the case. The problem is that we don't improve by simply living. Okay, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm older than you, so therefore I'm wiser than you. I have lived on this earth longer. My body, my mind, and my spirit have been here longer. Therefore, I'm smarter than you. I'm wiser than you." Because I have more experience or I've somehow grown more than you. But that is not the case. The problem is we don't improve by simply living. We have to be intentional about it. No one improves by accident. Personal growth doesn't just happen on its own. And once you're done with your formal education, you must take complete ownership of the growth process because nobody else will do it for you. You don't have a professor, you don't have a coach in your ear every day telling you, hey, grow, hey, read this, hey, do this, because you're in adulthood now. But most people never read another book. They never grow, actually. So most people are the same person as they are at 16 as they are at 56 and 76, except their bodies are just older, except they actually haven't grown mentally, spiritually, intellectually, a lot of other ways. Number 2 is the knowledge gap. So number 1 was the assumption gap, assuming that you will automatically grow. Number 2 is the knowledge gap. I don't know how to grow. Most people don't even know what growth means. Most people think it's like weird kumbaya. I don't know. Meditating, all these things are a part of it, sure, but I don't know how to grow. But when you become aware of your need to grow, and when I became aware of my need to grow, I asked everyone around me if they had a plan for growth, and no one does. We always hope that at least I did too. I hope that somebody had figured this out and I could simply learn from them. But not one person around me specifically had said yes. No one actually had a plan, and most people don't. No, most people in the world have no plan for growing and improving themselves personally and professionally. And a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I didn't really know how to grow, and neither did most people around me. So, but fortunately, a way to grow was presented to me. And luckily, we live in the best time in the world to have mentors and knowledge and books and podcasts from all over the world all the time. Anything we want to learn in the whole world, to grow, to learn, to become more, to do more, to have more, is all available to us. So number two is really just taking initiative, reaching out to people, finding mentors, getting the knowledge, getting the resources. Number three is the timing gap. I'm gonna check my time here. Okay, 5 minutes. I'll try to get quick. Number three, the timing gap. It's not the right time to begin. American politician Frank Clark said, "What great accomplishments we'd have in the world if everybody had done what they intended to do." Sheesh. I'll say that again. What great accomplishments we'd have in this world if everybody had done what they intended to do. Great intentions are not going to pay your bills. Great intentions are surely not going to help you achieve the life that you deserve, that you desire. Everybody desires a better lifestyle. If you say you don't desire a better lifestyle or just a better life in general, more happiness, more health, more wealth, you're lying to yourself, because everybody does. It is innate to us to want to be more, have more, do more. And most people have those intentions, but they never actually act on it and never actually make it happen. Most people don't act as quickly as they should on things. They find themselves subject to the law of diminishing intent. I've talked about this a lot, but the law of diminishing intent says the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds that you will never actually do it. And most people never actually do what they say they're going to do with their lives personally and professionally. And then they just settle, and then their settling average life becomes a normal life, and then they convince themselves that this is God's plan for them, that this is supposed to be the life that they're supposed to live, even though it's very far, very subpar as well compared to the life that they actually set out to live, the intentions that they had. But regardless, we'll keep moving. The reality is that you will never get much done unless you go ahead and do it before you are ready. If you're not already intentionally growing, you need to get started today. If you don't, you may reach some goals, which you can celebrate, but you will eventually plateau. Once you start growing intentionally, you can keep growing and keep asking, what's next? It is important to ask yourself every day, what is next in my personal growth? How can I get better personally? How can I get better professionally? Every single day. Today matters. Make the most of today. How can I make today better? How can I move towards my goals and the lifestyle that I desire today? Number four is the mistake gap. Okay, so number one was the assumption gap. Number two, the knowledge gap. I don't know how to grow. Number three was the timing gap. It's not the right time to begin, right? Everybody says, oh, it's not the right time. I don't have time. Lies. Number four, the mistake gap. I'm afraid of making mistakes. Growing can be a messy business. Growing can be nasty. It can be ugly. It can be disorganized at times, but it means admitting you don't have the answers. And that is number one, taking responsibility, saying, I don't have all the answers. It requires making mistakes. Success happens through failure. Failure is a stepping stone to success. You have to make mistakes, and making mistakes can make you look foolish. I've looked like an ass plenty of times. Most people don't enjoy that, but that is the price of admission if you want to improve. If you want to grow, you need to get over any fear you may have of making mistakes. Author and professor Warren Bennis asserts that a mistake is simply another way of doing things. It's just another way. And to become intentional about that growing, expect to make mistakes every single day, because without the mistakes, you can't get to where you want to go. And it's really just welcome them as a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Number five is the perfection gap. The perfection gap says, I have to find the best way before I start. Similar to the mistake gap I just mentioned before, the perfection gap is the desire to find the best way to get started in a growth plan. And when we're presented with the idea of a growth plan, we often go looking for the best way. But that's actually backwards. You have to get started if you want to find the best way. It's similar to driving on an unfamiliar road at night. Okay, so when we're driving at night with your headlights on the road, you can only see 50 feet, 100 feet in front of you, and the road progressively reveals itself as you go. Like, you still trust that the road is there. You still trust that you're going down the right road. You see the lines on the yellow lines in the middle of the road, and you see your headlights, going 100 feet, 200 feet in front of you. So you continue to trust it, but you just go. You don't leave the house at night knowing that you're going to see the whole 3 mile, 10 mile drive down the road, 50 miles. You just see a little bit as you go and adjust accordingly. Ideally, you'd like to be able to see your whole route before you begin, but you see it progressively, like I was saying. So as you move forward, a little bit more of the road is revealed to you. And same in life, same in personal growth, same in professional growth. You just have to go, just put the gas pedal down, and you'll figure it out. And the path will reveal itself to you along the way. Number six, the inspiration gap. The inspiration gap says, I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like it. To me, when it was suggested that I need to be intentional about growing, I had thousands of reasons not to do it. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the money, the experience, and so on. Most people say the same crap. I only had one reason to do it. I hoped it would make a difference. I wanted to be better. I wanted to make more money. I wanted to help more people. And that certainly didn't feel inspirational necessarily. But I just got started, and really just to my astonishment, unbelievably, after a year of dedicated growth, my reason for putting in the work changed from getting started to staying with it, because it did make a difference. And after that, I didn't want to miss a single day. That's what most people don't do. They won't commit 12 months to anything, any good habit of personal or professional growth. And so because of that, they will never really experience the benefits. They will never really experience the compound effect. So just commit to something, commit to waking up for 12 months, just waking up 15 minutes earlier and reading 10 pages of a book for 12 months. Get up 15 minutes earlier and read 10 pages of a book, and just start very, very little. And that's how we start to feel like doing it. You may not feel inspired to aggressively pursue a growth plan if you haven't started yet. If that's the case, just trust me when I say that the reasons to keep growing far outweigh the reasons to start growing. And you can only discover the reasons to stay with growth if you stick with it long enough to start reaping the benefits. So just make a commitment to yourself to start and stick with it for at least 12 months. Like I said, something very, very little that you can stick with for over a long period of time. And if you do, you will fall in love with the process. And now, even 2-3 years later, for me, really starting to fall in love with the process of growth, of always, trying to reach for more. How can I get better today? How can I be a better partner? How can I be a better, employee or entrepreneur? Or how can I be a better daughter, sister, whatever that is to you? Always asking yourself, how can I get better? And what's something little that I can do over an extended amount of time to actually get closer to where I want to be? So the comparison gap is, says others are better than I am. So that's the comparison game. Social media, you're always comparing yourself. Well, they have this. Well, they're doing that. They're so much better than me. They have so much more experience. But honestly, the first, little bit there that I was in, the first few months, maybe to first year, when I was intentionally pursuing personal growth, I was always behind trying to catch up. And I always feel behind trying to catch up. Like, oh, I got to catch up to that person. They're doing so much better. And I sought a lot of outside input, which meant I was spending time with people much farther ahead of me in growth. And that's been the reason for most of my success or growth, is because of reaching out to people and having mentors, whether they're real life in person or virtual mentors, that are far ahead of me in their growth. And I often felt like I was in over my head and trying to swim at times. But despite that, I was really encouraged, because I discovered that great people were willing to share their ideas. There are amazing people out there who will share their ideas and share their growth to help you get exactly to where you want to go and achieve what you want. And I've learned so much from all these people, and you can really only learn if others are ahead of you. So when we compare, saying, oh, they're so far ahead of me, how can I compete? People have to be ahead of you to learn from them. And I had to get over this comparison gap, this gap that says, man, like, how could I be them? They're so far ahead of me. But you have to have people that are farther ahead of you. So I really had to learn to become comfortable with being outside of my comfort zone, and everybody does. I had to get over this comparison gap, and it was a difficult transition, but it's all well worth it. And here's our last one. So this is it. We're wrapping it up. But number 8 is the expectation gap. The expectation gap says, I thought it would be easier than this, because everybody has this false expectation that life is supposed to be easy, that jobs are supposed to be easy, that building businesses and building companies and becoming a better person and a better professional is supposed to be easy, but it's not. And to be honest, I don't know any successful people who thinks growth comes quickly and climbing to the top is easy. It just doesn't happen like that. So people really create their own luck. And there's a formula here by John Maxwell, and here's the formula for luck. Okay, so when preparation is growth. So when preparation is added by attitude plus opportunity plus action, actually doing something about it, that equals luck. I'll say that again. Preparation, which is like growth, intentionally growing every day a little bit. Preparation plus attitude plus opportunity plus action, correlated action based on what you want, equals luck. Preparation plus attitude plus opportunity plus action equals luck. And it all starts with preparation. It all starts with that tiny little growth every day. And unfortunately, that takes time. But here's the best news. Jim Rohn, another one of my mentors, said that you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. I'll say that again. This is from Jim Rohn. Look him up, listen to anything, read anything by Jim Rohn. But he says that you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. And if you want to reach your goals and fulfill your potential, really get serious and become intentional about your personal growth, everything else in life will follow. So that's it for me. Just want to help you guys go from take your life from good to great. A lot of people have good lives. A lot of people have good jobs. A lot of people have, nice this or good this, but helping people go from good to great and from average to amazing, from average to awesome. So yeah, let's do better together. Let's have some fun. If this ever adds any value to your life, please share it with someone you love. Please share it with someone you care about. Subscribe to my newsletter on LinkedIn. I'm updating that weekly. That is a weekly newsletter for all the highlights of my life and content and what's up here. Telegram is free too. So Telegram channel is daily, multiple, probably 5-10 times a day updates of free stuff, free inspirational content, motivational stuff. All the links of everything that goes into my mind, that goes into my growth, is plugged in through Telegram. So be sure to check that out. And can't wait to talk to you guys soon. God bless. Happy Friday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Super Saturday. Peace.